What is up, guys? Welcome to the Sprint on this Memorial Day. I hope everybody out there is having a good time with your family, your friends, understanding and appreciating the true meaning behind this holiday. And that is also, obviously, to pay respect and just to acknowledge the men and women who have fought for our freedom, those who put their lives on the line to do so. So again, if you're out and about doing those cookouts and stuff, do not forget the reason for the season. Hope you guys are having a good day so far, though. Again, this is the Sprint, and this is a time for us to unplug from the craziness of our news cycle, the stresses of our news cycle, and to just get right into some of the stories that'll make you smile, the call to actions, or the good that's coming out of our community. Today, we're going to talk about this one right here. This is a hot mess, guys. This is actually a mugshot, okay, of a guy who decided he was going to destroy a business by trashing it. But he wasn't done at that. We're going to talk about what he did after this whole debacle coming up later on in the Sprint, and also what police and how police responded. First and foremost, let's get right into this. Again, every Memorial Day, Memorial Guard recognizes a nonprofit supporting military members. And this year, honors goes to the Therapeutic Farm in Baltimore County, Maryland. Okay, so check this out. The farm provides comfort to all who come here with scenic views, and its four-legged residents have a job to do. Whether it's a dog, horse, or even a goat, they all provide some type of therapeutic care.
He does help me, so emotionally, physically, he does it all. Simply, it's an incredible blessing.
You can come out here and just sit and watch the horses and just get into a different frame of mind.
It's ran by a military family who offers free services to service members, veterans, and first responders. We were talking about this earlier today about how important it is to have resources like this, but it's so crazy at just how healing an animal can be. You think about, people like to take it for granted. I'm sorry, but there's something about an animal, whether it's a horse or a dog or something, that when you have that bond, there's a reason why they're service animals, because when you have that bond, it goes a long way. So yeah, shout out to them for having that service available for our veterans and people who are experiencing some kind of issue where they need that service. So shout out to them for doing their thing. New this morning, of course, if you have an iPhone 7 or iPhone 7 Plus, you may want to listen to me. I don't have to worry about this issue because I got the good old Google Pixel, and everybody and their mama be laughing at me about how my Pixel is not an iPhone. I'm sorry. It's stuff like this that I ain't got to worry about. But if you are an owner of one of these, you can get paid up to $349. And here's why. Check it out. As part of the $35 million settlement related to the audio chip issues, users must have owned the phones between September of 2016 and January of 2023. During that time, customers had to have complained to Apple about an audio issue or paid for a related repair. It says that eligible users might receive an email or postcard about the settlement. Apple has denied any allegations of wrongdoing or that their phones had any problems, according to the Settlement Administration website. So either way, if you're an iPhone user, again, like I said, I'm not throwing shade at you guys, because you guys even though you guys always throw shade at me, but a lot of my family members and close friends are iPhone users. Do you, boo? But guess what? Google Pixel ain't lost yet in my book. I'm still sticking with it. But again, if you are an owner of one of these phones that have dealt with this issue, $349 is not a small amount. So if you guys can get your hands on that, go ahead and do it with your bad selves. Moving on down, man. According to a study from the Virginia Association of Counties, EMS volunteers are down across the state. Blacksburg Rescue Chief tells us that they don't struggle with getting volunteers because of their relationship with the local high school. However, he adds that it has been increasingly difficult for people to have volunteer and have a day job.
It was more common to see employers that were a little more flexible and would let people go and run a fire call or an EMS call during the day. And that's just not as realistic anymore, especially because the call volume has gone up so much.
So last week, Louisville Hospital were seen celebrating local EMS workers each day as a part of National EMS Week to show their gratitude for what they do. So again, just another call to action kind of story out there. If you're interested in trying to volunteer, trying to help out, do what you got to do, man, because again, these people are the most needed people in our community to try to figure out, again, when times are tough and when you need them the most, they're the ones that step in and help. WSLS Shred event is back, and a lot of people are pumped up about this, okay? So 10 News working for you to help protect your identity and clear out some clutter along the way. It's a chance to safely destroy your personal documents with professional shredding company, because get this, 1 in 14 people will be a victim of identity theft. And to help make sure that that's not you, you'll want to get rid of those sensitive information the safest way possible. Gather up those sensitive documents and bring them over to the Berglund Center. This is going down June the 15th from 8 a.m. to noon. You can bring up to 3 garbage bags filled, all for free. So again, we are trying our best to help you guys not be a victim of identity theft. And the best way to do that is shred those sensitive documents. All right, guys, coming up after the break, check it out. We're getting down with some more news of the day, stories that'll make you smile, stories that'll have your heart beating. For example, a very crazy situation that happened over in Sydney, where a plane, by the grace of God, had to do a crash landing and everybody walked away. The video is just crazy. So we're going to get into that. Also, we're talking about this dude right here who just decided that he was just going to clown for no reason at all at this particular business. We get into what he did, what police did, and again, just another reminder to people to not do this. This is coming up after the break. WSLS.com on the Sprint. Welcome back to the Sprint, guys. Let's get right into this plane video. Okay, so this is one of those videos that, again, had my heart beating. When you actually watch it, you're just like, man, that's a great pilot. Okay, so check it out. You're looking at your screen. It's a small plane forced to make a crash landing as it flew low over a subdivision. But you can see the plane just missed the roof of a building at the end of the runway. Then it skids across a taxiway before tipping onto its wings in the grass. The Australian news outlet that captured the video reported both passengers were not hurt in this situation. But again, if you're looking at this, I wish every small plane crash situation ended like this. Again, that is one heck of a pilot, though, because he just clipped the roof. You see it there, and then he makes it to the runway. So again, obviously it was a situation that he was alerted about, and he made the right choices at the right time. So again, this is one of those stories that you pray happens whenever those kind of situations happen up in the air, regarding some type of plane crash or whatever. Either way, like I say, just looking at this video, you think to yourself, holy smoly, this man, he did it, man. He did it. So one more time, look at that. He just missed the roof. And then right there, passenger, pilot, everybody made it out safely. So again, talk about a blessing. Moving on down the road, man. If you guys are interested in Home Alone, get this, the house that was in that movie is up for auction right now. I don't even think it's up for auction. I think it's just on the market. So if you want it, you can get it. Check it out. Says the film never says how Peter and Kate McAllister bankrolled such a spread, but it was, you'll have to mimic it because the asking price is just over $5 million. If you got that laying around, go ahead with your bad self. Get it if you want. The home was built in 1921 and expanded in 2018, but don't expect to relive your favorite moments from the film because what was shown as the inside of the house was actually shot on a sound stage. So I think that's a pretty interesting fact right there because, again, you think of movies and what they did, and I'm just over here just picturing when Macaulay Culkin was coming down the steps on the sled, him running through the house and all that good stuff. You thought that was happening inside the house. It was actually shot on a sound stage. That is a fun fact for me, but I don't know if I got over $5 million laying around just to, get this house, though. If you do, go ahead, man. And I bet it'll be really cool when people come over your house for Christmas. You can be like, yeah, check this out. This is the Home Alone house. So, yeah, go ahead. I love it. New Hampshire man spending the holiday weekend behind bars. And this is why. He was arrested twice. First for allegedly making a mess inside of a convenience store. And then after he was released on bail, he's accused of coming back and driving his car through the business. We got the story right here. Check it out.
This business is our only 24-hour business in town, and with the holiday weekend, they're going to lose a lot of money.
The Big Apple store in Lancaster, New Hampshire, potentially closed for Memorial Day weekend. Police say the reason, 35-year-old Richard Ruddy from Lancaster. Here's the timeline of what they say happened. Around 10 p.m. Thursday night, you could see Ruddy checking out, then allegedly starts causing damage. He starts with pushing and throwing some bottles, then ripping down signs, pushing the cash register, and it continues for about 5 minutes.
I'm not sure what caused him to have the reaction in the store that he did. Anything he could grab, he was throwing. So he made a very large mess.
The police arriving 5 minutes after the panic button was pressed. Ruddy even throwing a carton of cigarettes at an officer, but was then arrested. For the first time, Ruddy is facing multiple charges, including felony criminal mischief. He was released on bail with specific conditions not to return to the Big Apple store. When Ruddy was released last night, he returned right to the scene of the crime. The police chief tells me he was hanging around this area when police saw him, approached him. That's when he tried to flee, and he went right through the yellow pillars into the Big Apple. Watch as Ruddy drives fully into the store. Here's another angle where you can see the car not only taking out the front doors, but whatever was in front of it. How bad's the damage?
It's excessive. They're going to, unfortunately, a holiday weekend, and this store is going to be closed for quite a few days.
He was arrested again, but this time a judge ordered him to be held in custody.
As long as he's being held, I can tell you there's no danger to society. And everybody's safe from this individual as long as he's being held.
Y'all, what in the world, man? See, when you look at stories like this, you just think to yourself, what were you thinking and why? And again, granted, I don't know what he was going through mentally. I don't know what he was thinking about. I don't know why he got so angry. I don't care, to be honest. If you sit there and you clown like that, man, dude, you deserve some time behind bars. And especially if you call it like destruction to some people's property, it is just not that, it's not worth it. It's not that deep, bro. Either way, crazy story right there. I had to give it to you guys because, again, it's one of those things where it's just like, why? Why were you doing it? What were you thinking? You never know. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the sprint today. Always fun having a kind of time with you guys where we can just sit back and take a break from that heavy news cycle of the day and just enjoy some of the stuff that are happening around the country, here on a local level, the crazy stuff that'll have you like wondering what in the world was he thinking. But yeah, more than anything, I hope you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day with family, friends. And again, if you see somebody, again, a veteran whatsoever, somebody in uniform, just appreciate them in that moment because, again, they are the reason why we are able to do what we're doing today. The freedom that we have, the times that we can just sit back and chill and sometimes complain about stuff. Those freedoms were fought for by people who actually put their lives on the line for us. So again, hope you guys have a great Memorial Day. Spend time with your family and friends. Enjoy the moment. Live in that moment. We'll be back here again tomorrow morning at WSLS.com on the Sprint. Tomorrow afternoon, look at me, my timing is so messed up. Tomorrow afternoon, 12:30, and tomorrow evening at 6:30. I'll see you guys then.